What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. It's Scott here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn that post notifications on, and smash that like button. For today's video, we are going to be talking about something that I believe that can be very helpful for you if you are trying to make a little extra cash or if you really want to pursue reselling. So these are just a couple of tips that I came up with that I think can definitely help you out. Without further ado, let's get on to the video. First off, you need to understand that buying and reselling is exactly the same thing as an investment in pretty much anything. You need to have some money, so you definitely need to have a job at first so that you can get the money so that you can invest in items which will lead to reselling. I personally would say get your money up to a certain point that you feel comfortable, and then honestly, if you could just set aside maybe like $500 or maybe even $1,000 in the long run, that should be more than enough for you to start. So initially in the beginning, I say be very frugal. You definitely got to choose your pieces wisely. So one of the most important things I'd have to say is definitely understand a little bit about supply and demand. Understand what you're getting into, what the market is, what the particular item is, and if it's going to be a hot item and if it's going to be somewhat limited or not, because that can play a huge role on the amount of profit that you can make and what you should invest in, what you should buy more of. And like an example, Astroworld was an amazing investment for me. The Union Ones, if you cop those, or the Sean Weatherspoons, those have shot up outrageously in prices. So you got to understand like what you're looking at and also what the demand is. You just can't go straight into bulk buying because obviously you don't quite have the funds yet, and you probably also might have to worry about other bills like utilities and rent and all that. So I would say start small, build up pieces, and don't focus on a collection quite yet, but focus on pieces that you can flip, maybe like 2 or 3 pieces to start off with. You want to make sure that you are not paying resale unless you are getting a super good deal. So for example, like maybe you get a pair of worn shoes that you know you can flip for maybe an extra 50 bucks or 100 bucks. Say you got like turtle doves for 500, really clean, pretty much like VNDS. You could probably flip it for maybe 6 or 650, make a little bit extra profit. Those are good ways utilizing pre-owned sneakers that you can find on platforms such as like Facebook groups, maybe even Goat, Grail. Just make sure you utilize everything at your disposal. Another tip that I do have is do not solely rely on platforms like Goat or StockX. I know they're great for like kind of getting a price check on what market is for certain items, but also when you are selling, you're gonna get hit with not only shipping but also fees, and it's just minimizing your profit. And also don't be that dude who says, oh, I'm looking to buy this product but I'm only paying StockX payout, because honestly it's really important for you to build connections, and like social media and networking is very important in the long term. So you don't want to piss off people, because if someone wants to sell an item for StockX payout, obviously they're gonna sell through StockX because they pretty much cover the shipping and everything. So don't be disrespectful like that. Make sure when you are trying to buy something and you post about it, you come with something reasonable. So something you definitely want to look out for when you are buying and selling is for sure scammers, and also a bunch of fakes. The fakes can get really good sometimes, so you definitely got to be careful. I always suggest making a legit check all the time. Even if you do think that they are legit, you can't really go wrong with going the extra mile, making sure that your product is authentic, because it's really a hassle if you were to sell an item along the lines you thought it was legit but then turns out it was fake, and then the seller has to hit you up, and that's just a situation you want to avoid. I know sometimes it can be tempting to gift payment so that you could avoid like fees and like get a little cheaper on your purchase, but I would only suggest doing that if you have experience in the market. I've personally gifted plenty of times just because like I know the people I'm gifting and I know that's 100% secure. The worst case scenario when you do gift, make sure that you do have a bank account so that you can file a chargeback. It is a hassle and a lot of waste of time, but you most likely will get your money back. But like I said, it's a stressful experience. Once you've been reselling for quite a while, making a lot of profits, selling items, flipping them, and also just want to address, no matter what you flip, even if it's for maybe $10 profit or $100, profit is profit. As long as you are making a gain on the product that you're selling, you are improving every single day. Success does not come overnight. You definitely have to grind at it. You gotta work hard, and eventually it will pay off, I promise you, if you put in the effort and the time. Once you've been doing it for a little while, once you finally got your cash up, then you can look into bulk buying. So I think bulk buying is the best way that you can potentially make a lot of money. So I'm talking about buying like maybe 30 pairs or 40 pairs. That's also where networking plays a huge role, because people will be like, Scott, how do I get all these items? Who has like 30 or 40 pairs? Because when you go retail, you can't really buy that many pairs, and there's like a limit, especially with like Supreme items if you're doing that. And that really that's the definition of a plug, if they'll hook it up. So what you can usually do is buy in bulk, and then you'll get like a somewhat discount, cheaper than if you were to buy each individual piece separate. I heard from a friend of mine in Seattle who's a huge reseller. He usually spends $8,000 to make $4,000. That's an amazing profit margin, and definitely worth doing if you have the money. But like I said, you gotta get your cash up, you gotta get your stuff straight, and then you can worry about the bulk buying. So those are just pretty much a couple of tips that I had for you guys that can definitely help you out. I know maybe not everyone is into it, but I figured it might be useful for you to know, just like the knowledge, because it's a nice way of getting some extra cash if you are just doing it on the side, or if you actually want to get your hustle up and actually pursue this. It's definitely a great way to make bank, and really success is what you make it. It's just you gotta work hard, put the time in, and you really can't sleep on releases. You gotta like keep up to date on the information, search the internet and look at forums, and also just try to go for certain releases. And yeah, it's just really, at the end of the day, all on you. I can only help you with information, but I can't do it for you at the end of the day. People have DM'd me asking like, hey Scott, can you help me sell this particular item? That's just your own hustle. I can just give you advice that might be able to help you in the long term. So that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for the video. Let me know what you guys thought of the tips that I've given, and let me know if you guys think this type of information is useful, if you wanna see more types of these, and what other information you guys might wanna know. I'm here to just kind of spread knowledge, share my personal experiences, and yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one.